So I've been spending my morning doing some general maintenance on my my Dodge pickup. Changed the oil, which you know you don't have to have anything underneath there because you can just crawl right underneath there. Changed the oil on this. It's got a nice step, topped off all the fluids in this one right here. And I've come over to this car. It's my daughter's 98 Pontiac Grand Am. Hello, Apple Brooks. Her 98 Grand Am, and knocked off a hornet's nest underneath, but her car hasn't been driven for a while because it hasn't got air conditioning. But since the weather's cool, I'm changing the oil on this. I've got it supported by 2 jack stands and that one right there, you all. So this one's taking a really long time to, oh, it looks like it's done draining, you all. This sets so low to the ground. Look how old it is and rusted. It's from letting it sit out. I'm done with my Jeep over here. I did that yesterday. Here's my oil plug. It's a 15 millimeter. I just need to get off the oil filter. I've been waiting for that that oil to drain. It was given to her by her grandmother, my husband's mother. When we first moved back here, it's like around year 2004. They moved back in 2005. His mother had bought this car brand new. It was a one owner. So for my daughter's, I think it was her birthday or something, she gave her her vehicle, and she's had it ever since. So it's really like a 2-owner car. But I don't, you all, I confess, I don't think I've ever changed the oil in this vehicle since we've had it. I don't, and it was really black. Hello. That's right, you all. Good day. You used to repair cars while you was in your mid-20s. You loved it. Thank you. Have you noticed I have the same clothing on right here? I will put on my dirty clothes that that were once good and work on vehicles, because I'm going to get them dirty again, you all. And I've got one more vehicle to do after this one right here. My husband bought oil. I don't know about doing his Jeep over there. He said, well, you can do my Jeep, Gina. I'm going to buy an oil filter for the Jeep, and you can change my oil in that too, because it's about due. But I don't know nothing about changing his oil in his Jeep. You all, look at the oil filters now. Doesn't that look really strange? The new confangled oil filters. It looks a little weird. So when I'm not on the YouTube doing all kinds of weird videos, some of them quite controversial, that triggers certain response mechanisms in human beings. I'm outside doing a mechanic works. I have put this off for a long time, doing the oils in all these vehicles. So this one's changed. The Dodge is changed. The Jeep is changed. I did that, I don't know when I did it. And the Subaru is changed. This is my last one, you all. And don't ever crawl under a vehicle, you all, with just a jack thing, without some jack stands or bricks or wheels or something to support it underneath, because you wouldn't want that to fall on you, because that would be the end of you. It would be. That's right. I got to change the oil in the engine so that the lifehood of that engine will last. Yeah. And it's okay, because, you know, they don't make cars like they used to. This car right here, this Grand Am of my daughter's, it gets the best gas mileage of every one of them. I think it gets around 30 some odd miles to the gallon. That Dodge Ram, I think, gets about the same as my Jeep. And then my Subaru. I got all used vehicles. And I like used vehicles. I don't want something brand spanking new. That's right, you all. So it's expensive. Oils is expensive. If you buy 5 gallons of oil, and it's 5 quarts, I mean, because you don't really get as much as you think. It stops like right there. I just take my empty oil and I just fill up an old jug right there. That's right. Hello, Michelle, honey. You put jack stands on each sides and the hydraulic tube. That's very good. It really is. I've got something blocking the rear wheel on the driver's side. I've got 2 more jack stands, but they're not as new as those right there. And but I want to get some heavy duty ones. I really do. Yeah. Your car needs a water pump. Oh my gosh. So it's dead in the driveway. Sandy. A water pump. Well, depending on how your engine is setting in there, if it's sideways, it's going to be really hard. Yeah, and you got to have the tools and the ability to do it, all of that. Yeah, it's a hard job working on cars, especially when you got something complicated to do. Grand Am always had a great track record. Yeah, it did, but unfortunately underneath this one, due to the weather and setting outside, it's starting to rust underneath. It's my fault for not cleaning out the garage, so we can have garage vehicles in the garage. That's okay. Pike and Patel, you know, I actually saw how they did that one day. Back in the old days, they dig a pit, and you drive your vehicle over it, and you know, you can walk under it and stuff like that. I don't have the machinery to do this, and I don't know where I would put it at in my yard, but I did think that'd be neat to have something like that. It would. You cannot blanket people in this chat, or am I in the box? Santorinario STFU. If your comment gets deleted, YouTube is probably either Google moderators or some kind of algorithm is probably deleting your thing. It probably is, you all. This car had the power, and this car had the drivability thing, you all. But this is an old vehicle, and oh well, that's okay, you all. If you maintain your vehicles, they'll last. They will. It's quite all right. There's nothing wrong with having an old vehicle. You pay less on your car insurance. You can leave it at liability, and you don't have yeah, no, Apple Brooks didn't delete nothing. I said a Google moderator. Yeah, so if your comments ain't getting through, it's not Gina doing it, or it's not the moderators here underneath my channel name. It's something else that's filtering your comments is what it is. You have a PT and you love the orange thing and named it Elves. What? Hello, Galileo. I see you up there flying around, you all. Kitty's sleeping. That's where Kitty's at, and I wasn't going to get on here, but I decided to. Your grandmom has a 38 motor. I have no idea what you're talking about on here. Nobody's deleted nothing. I've been watching it, you all. That's right. That's right. And yesterday, what I did is on here, because you know I had that sound coming from my side of the tire. I think the bearing was going out. I jacked it up, and I took this tire off, and I loosened the bolts on the caliper on both sides. I think it was like 13 millimeter. Loosened them up. Then I lifted up the side of the caliper thing, and I pulled out the little sliding pins for the caliper. And they did not have very much grease on them at all. In fact, it looked like it had a little bit of dirty oil on it. So I put the synthetic grease on it. Ooh, lubricated it really well. And then I pushed it back down, and I slightly lifted up the other thing because I didn't want to hang that, you know, that unit suspended. And then I put a lot of grease on the other one after I cleaned it off, and boom, I'm not hearing that noise. So it really does make a difference because it keeps your brakes from going like this or getting stuck, or, you know, yeah. That's right, you yeah. Well, I bought grease for it. I did a big old thing of it, you all. I like it. I like to have the things I need. If I'm going to work on vehicles, I want to have the right stuff. And it's going to last me a lifetime, more or less, because how many brake jobs am I going to do? Really. Things like that. Yeah. That's right, you all. We can do it. We can do it. So I'm probably going to be going. I wanted to get on here and say hello to you all. So, yeah, if you got car maintenance to do, it's good to get it done. It is. Because you don't know when you're going to be able to if you could even find the parts for it, especially if you got older vehicles, because you know what they do to a lot of the older vehicles? They go to the junkyard, and then after they set a while, they take a big machine and they smash it and smash it, and they bring these massive, like it looks like big old train cars and great big old things with a big magnet. They pick them up after they smash them, I think, and they just dump them right into the big things. And then I guess they go overseas or something. They go somewhere, you all, to recycle. And I thought, wow, perfectly nice car. You know, when they had trade your car in, if you got an old car, we'll give you $1,000 no matter what, whether it's running or not. Well, a lot of people took that, and a lot of the cars got off the road. Virior Mateo, Gina. Gina is a mechanic. Okay, I am. I'm a mechanic. I've learned how to work on cars since I was a teenager. I've done like 5 engines, stripped them down, pulled them out, and some of them had like clutch. The bell housing is not very nice, or the regular clutch and stuff. Yeah, I do. It's not something I've been doing recently. I've kind of slowed down because I've gotten smarter with the type of vehicles that I choose to get. Yeah, that's right, you all. So yeah, I do mechanical work. That's really what I mess around with, my vehicles and lawnmowers and chainsaws, small engines also. Yeah, good morning, everyone. If you're just tuning in, yeah, it's all right. But yeah, if you're putting off changing your oil, you might want to get it before the price goes up to where you might not be able to get it if you know how to do it. It's really easy. It is. That's right, you all. We can do it. You can do it. All right, you all. I do like cars. I like looking at the engines and stuff. Like I used to like to clean the engines. Before I got married, I had I had a Buick Regal. It was brown. I kept it shiny all the time. That engine was as clean as a whistle. I loved it. I really did. Then when I got married, my husband got this 86 Ford Mustang. And I thought, why did you do that? I said, I had this perfectly Buick Regal. It ran and it was paid for, and he got that. That's right before I got ready to marry him, 1 month. I thought, wow, thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, that's okay, you all. We're going to go. So thank you for watching. But yeah, I've been doing some maintenance on this, general maintenance on this. Right here, I'm getting ready to take off that other oil filter and change the oil. But thank you all for tuning in. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Applebrooks, honey. Thank you all for your comments, you all. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.